So hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelimited.com. So today we're actually going to be talking about Amazon and a possible lawsuit that they have going on. So the headline says over here, it says Amazon flex drivers in Atlanta sue e-commerce giant for at least $400 million after customers shot them, right? Now you may say, okay, how a customer did it, what does that have to do with Amazon? I get it, the Amazon employees, but it's the customer that did it, not Amazon, so why are we being sued? Well, we'll get into that. So it says a lawsuit against Amazon demands accountability from the e-commerce giant and justice for two of the Amazon flex drivers who were shot in in Atlanta while making deliveries. So there's different kinds of things. So if you're a flex driver, those people that you see in like their regular cars, you know, like whatever your car is, your regular car, regular clothes, and then they're just making deliveries. Those people. They're not the ones in those big trucks. I'm not talking either the semi trucks or like those blue vans. They're not those people. So the flex are those. You're just in your regular car. Okay, so you're wearing. I mean, you wouldn't be wearing what I'm wearing now, but you're wearing just regular clothes. So this is very important, okay? It says civil rights attorney Ben Crump and co-counsel Hillard Martinez Gonzalez announced that they filed a lawsuit Wednesday on behalf of the injured drivers Eduardo Gutierrez and Lawler Denson, who are now paralyzed. Says according to the lawsuit, among other things, Amazon failed to provide company branded materials such as safety vests with Amazon logos to the independent drivers who would identify them as Amazon workers. It seeks $400 million in damages. So these two people got shot. They're now paralyzed. And that's what I'm talking about. They're walking around wearing regular clothing. And I'm not saying, you know, the person that did what they did was right. Obviously, definitely not. But depending on what neighborhood you're in, if you're in a kind of sketchy neighborhood, if you just see someone coming up, walking to your house, I can see how that could possibly make you worried. But at the same time, if they're wearing, if you know that you ordered a package, right? And you see someone coming up to your door with the package, I don't get why you would think, yeah, you know what? They need to get shot. You know, and that's just this whole crazy American ideology of just like, I need to protect my own even if I'm right, even if I'm wrong. You know, I'm gonna go and protect my house even though there's no threat over here. So that's what it is. They don't have any kind of logos or anything like a blue vest or, you know, one of those high visibility ones where like it looks neon and it reflects and that kind of stuff, saying like Amazon Flex or something, you know. So people are just looking like, okay, this must just be some random guy or gal and we need to do something about it. That's not the response you should have, but that's the response that they did have. It says these two men were seriously injured while working for Amazon, one of the largest and wealthiest business in the world. Amazon has a moral obligation to do more to protect its employees. So I'm going to just read right here. It said on January 13th, Gutierrez delivered a package to Keontae Guthridge's residence in northwest Atlanta, the suit says. Guthridge allegedly fired 5 times at Gutierrez as he walked back to his vehicle. So that right there, this is what I was saying. It's not right. You know, you're probably thinking, oh man, maybe he did something. Well, if he's walking back to his vehicle, that means he had his package, dropped it off at his doorstep, or handed it to him, however that happened, and then turned around and was going back to his vehicle, and then you shot him. For what reason? You know, that's the point. There's no reason why you're doing it. There's no reason why you even had your gun out, you know. But it says 4 bullets struck the car and 1 hit his stomach. Later that evening, Denson delivered packages to the same address. According to the lawsuit, Guthridge allegedly fired at him, hitting the driver's spinal cord. Paramedics transported him to the hospital. Both men survived their injuries. However, Denson's spinal column injury left him paralyzed. So it was the same guy. Now, I don't know much about the guy. Okay, so I'm not going to go and make assumptions about, if he's mentally ill or whatever the case may be. Obviously, this is a gun problem. This is, if that's the case, it's a mental health problem, but also just a safety thing. Something as simple. I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar company, for crying out loud. You could get those vests, those reflective vests, maybe make them, I don't know, if you want to make them blue with some other stuff on there, high visibility. Maybe says on the back, Amazon driver, Amazon Flex, and that's going to cost you almost nothing. Let's be real, okay? Because especially if you're going to be ordering large quantities of this stuff, it's going to cost you almost nothing to get this stuff, and it'll possibly save a life. Yeah, one person that's paralyzed, one person that got shot, car's damaged, because they said like 4 bullets went to the car. So this is what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just some easy stuff that you could simply do, you know what I mean, that could save someone's life, and it's just so unnecessary that this had to happen. And as you said, I mean, as it was said, it was 2 people that got shot by the same guy on, different instances and stuff like that. And it's just like really scary that, you're just doing your job. You know what I mean? You're not messing around. You're not BSing on the corner or anything like that. You're simply just doing your job, and this is what happens to you, But like I said, is it 100% Amazon's fault? I would say partially, because, and I'm assuming this was not the first time that they asked, hey, can we get some kind of Amazon logo on us so we don't just look like random people? I know, like, if you look at USPS, for example, like the rural carriers, they usually are using, if not almost all the time, using their own vehicle. Okay, they're just using like their regular car. Now with them, you'll see them have like it'll be about this big or so, about this big, and it'll say on their Amazon, not Amazon, I'll say like USPS rural carrier or something along the lines, to give an identifying measure, like, okay, this person ain't, messing around with the mailboxes to steal some mail or something like that. They're actually giving the mail to you guys, putting them in here, organizing them, because they actually work for us. So I can see why you'll be like, okay, this is what we need. We actually need to have something like this for us. Now, like I said, this is not something just as simple as just putting a logo, getting a high visibility vest or something, maybe Amazon jacket or something, Amazon hat. This isn't as simple as that. This goes towards gun laws. Why are you pulling out a gun? What's your reasoning for pulling out a gun? So it goes towards that, this whole, I'm going to just go and protect myself, and I'm going to have a holster. And like in Texas, for example, it's legal for anyone without a license. You don't even need one anymore. And it's so easy to get a gun too, which is crazy. You can get a gun easily. You don't need a license, so you don't need to know how to actually shoot the gun. Okay, you could just have the gun, and you could walk around with it in your pocket. And if you have a silencer, that's even better, because that's part of the law too. You can have a silencer on your gun in public, which is so crazy when you think about it. It's like, why in the heck would you? Why is that okay? Why is that a thing? Why are we okay with having that? Why are we okay with saying like, okay, yeah, there's going to be violence, so have the gun to protect yourself, or not, or just have it to scare people, have it to threaten people. So this goes much further than just the whole wear a vest. It's guns. Why are we having these? Why are they so readily available? Why do you need a gun? You know what I mean? It's one thing if someone's breaking in your house or something like that, but it's another thing when you ordered a package and they're dropping it off. Someone cuts you in line. You're not going to pull out a gun and shoot them. Like, that's just crazy. When you have a lot of people who have these guns and they use them as just to threaten you. And I feel like this: if you pull out a gun on somebody, you have every intention to kill them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be pulling out a gun. So that's what was happening here. You had every intention to hurt this person. And I don't know about the person that did it. So maybe they have some kind of mental ailment of some sort. I don't know, you know. So if that's the case, that also opens up another can of worms in terms of mental health. You know, getting that figured out. Why are people not getting the help they need? Is it affordable? You know, I mean, as we know, as we have seen, like even with the homeless situation, and this was like so far back with the deinstitutionalization of the I guess you call them the insane asylums, which was just your mental health institutions, and they closed them all down. Then they were just like, okay, well, here you go, we'll put you out on the street, good luck. So it just goes into a lot of different problems that we have. It goes into a lot of different, and it was Reagan that did that, a lot of different problems that we have. So it's not just one simple thing. It's like a domino effect. It's this one, it's this one, it's this one, it's this one, and this one. So at the end of the day, there really needs to be, in terms of this, yes, please have some identifying measures for your employees, but it also goes into legislation, also goes into different laws. We shouldn't just make it readily available. And people think that America is the standard to live by. But in all reality, when you think about it, in regards to America, many states, I mean, not many states, but many countries don't have guns just out like how we have them. A lot of them don't even have guns because that just isn't a thing, and people say like, oh, in the Constitution, you could bear arms and whatnot, but people also don't understand how outdated that thing is. Okay, yeah, or there's some good things in there, sure, but it's very outdated in terms of how we are living now, how we have progressed as a society. But that's just my opinion on it. Until then.